Hey guys, Rick here, back with another unbiased review. This time we're gonna do Station 1640 in Hollywood. This one is one of the most true hip-hop clubs in the area, and it also tries to imitate that bougie Hollywood club type vibe. Yours truly also promoted here for a couple of months, so I'm definitely gonna be as unbiased as I can. Here we go. Alright, for club fairness, we're gonna have to give it a 0. Guys, this is Hollywood. Lines were held, obviously. The cover charge varied depending on the person. In my opinion, we would raise it or up and down depending if we needed more men or women inside. Also here, if I promised free admission to ladies that the security guard didn't deem attractive, they would not let them in. My opinion, of course, even though we were authorized to give free admission at that time. Also, it is my opinion that certain gentlemen were priced out as they didn't look like they were going to spend inside, with $60 covers, 40, etc. 0 for club fairness in my opinion. Security gets a half a point. They did their job in my opinion. They patted us down, kept us safe, but I believe they were a little strict on the people they will let in or not, depending on their own personal discretion in my opinion. Half a point for security. The club bar gets a half a point in my opinion. Drinks were a little overpriced in my opinion, but the line was kind of quick because it was usually empty. Everybody was usually in that bottle service section with their own group. Half a point for the club bar. For the club vibe, I have to give it a 0 in my opinion. People would only keep to themselves in their booth with their own people, their own vibe. Every group usually had their own bottle service, or they were at the promoter's table with their bottle service. Me and my promoter partner had our own booth, and every other promoter had their booth. It was a very small dance floor, but like I said, everybody was just kind of standing around and mingling with their own people. I used to tell my old patrons that I had from other clubs to not come to this one when I would post it up because I know they wouldn't like it. I was honest, this is a different type of crowd, and I would bring in that type of crowd too. So, in my opinion, just 0 for a club vibe. For the club safety, I'll give it a full point. Like I said, security did their job. They kept the troublemakers out. People were relatively friendly no matter what. So, full point for club security. The music, I also have to give it a full point. They delivered what they promised, usually the hip-hop they promised. They did mix in some top 40 here and there, some big reggaeton bangers. Full point for club music. For crowd attractiveness, I do have to give it a full point. Whatever security was doing, it was usually right. They were getting in some good-looking ladies, some good-looking fellas. At the end of the day, it is in the middle of Hollywood. There were some average-looking people that snuck in with the promoters, in my opinion, but a full point for crowd attractiveness. The ratio also gets a full point. Security did weed out a bunch of men if there were more men than women with the $60 prices and all that stuff, but I mean, it kept it 50-50, full point for that ratio. It was probably 50% African American with the other 30%, 40% Latino. Very few Asian, very few Caucasian, but here and there. I'd say about a mid-20s crowd to mid-30s, full point for ratio. Despite the ratio, networking here is definitely a 0. Like I said, everybody's in their own little section. Guys, if you don't have bottle service, you are not going to meet a nice young lady here. Ladies, you're not going to get over approached here. You'll be safe in your booth. 0 for networking in my opinion. The location gets a full point. It is in the middle of Hollywood, right down the street from Hollywood Boulevard on its corner. There's definitely a bunch of bars and clubs that you can move around if you're not digging this vibe, and you can mingle after for sure right there. There's a bunch of areas. You could get some food. You will see the flower ladies, the hot dog ladies, and a lot of LAPD, so stay safe, don't drink and drive. Full point for location overall. As you can see, guys, the club scored a 6 out of 10 overall in my scale there. It's actually a lot better than I expected, but I mean, that's what my scale's unbiased. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. Definitely wasn't my type of vibe. Some people did like it. They were there every other week. I saw them, or every week even. Our types of vibes for everybody. I would recommend it to try it at some point if you're curious. I mean, it's not the worst I've ever been to. Thank you, guys.